Warmdown Pod with Jose and Saucy.
The Warmdown Pod is brought to you by SW Strategies and Fight Zone and is recorded at 24A Am Siang Road. Trigger warning, this recording may include harsh words, and we apologize in advance if you are offended.
And welcome again to a new episode of the Warmdown Pod. And it's been a crazy week since the last time we recorded and posted it. And with me again is my co-producer, Sasi Darren Unitam. What's happening?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on in your world?
My world is great. I think we running Fight Zone with Military Specs has been really fun this Chinese New Year because we did paid work for all clients that came in. So I was surprised this year that usually our first day of Chinese New Year we have completely empty gyms, but this year we had workouts. We had people coming in working out and going for their even our reunion dinner. We closed a bit earlier. We closed at 7, but the 5 to 7 was actually packed. So that was great.
People need to burn off their tarts and their whatever else.
Yeah, I think the 30-minute system works great for people coming in and just wanting to do a lot of movement, hit, and realize systems. Yeah.
No, that's great. So how do people actually get involved and how do they sign up?
Sign up on our website for complimentary trial first. Come in and experience it. The first trial will not be easy because we actually bring your heart rate all the way up to 90% of the maximum. Right? So speaking about heart rate, I think the benefits of doing maximal activity is a bit underrated because obviously when you do maximal activity, you actually push your heart rate to expand a lot bigger, right? And when I graduated sports science, right, one of the big things was if you push it, you push your arteries to the maximum, it is pliable. It's not like around the hose. It expands. And when it expands and closes, your risk of getting plaque buildup reduces significantly, right? So for me, I think it's been a good week where people come in, people enjoy Chinese New Year, and still worked out. I thought it was different this year. Yeah.
Well, that's great actually. I mean, it's good that people are trying to keep fit.
Yeah.
And for me, I think over the weekend or over the last week, there's a lot of things happening in the world of football. And well, for one,
it's quite exciting.
For one, Tampines Rovers made it into the finals of the Asian Champions League Two, and it's insane, right? That the way they got there. I mean, in the first round, in the first leg against Hanoi, they got smashed 4-0, and we all thought that's over, done and dusted, right? And then what happens? Another technicality. When I say another, last year, Lion City Sailors was the beneficiary.
I know, man.
And this year, we've got LCS. I mean, we've got Tampines.
Let me just say about this because last year, I was excited when we got that technicality. It's a Singapore team against such a strong team as Hiroshima. Lion City Sailors were really informed at the time, and they got this massive team, and we really thought we could do something here, right? Yeah. And they actually did it. And now this time when we got a technicality, I'm like, not again, right? Yeah. But this time I was a bit skeptical because Hanoi looked really good. Right?
I mean, they've got Konghai. What a team! I mean, you watch the team. They play immaculate football. One touch, two touch. Konghai's way in which he distributes. Yeah. But I mean, Tampines Rovers over 2 matches, one in the Shopee Cup and one in the ACL2, conceded 10 goals to them. Yeah. Right, and everyone thought that's it. Even though they've been awarded 3-0 because of technicality, the enemy side are going to be able to turn that around. But
I actually thought they're going to come back in and smash us again.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Obviously, from what I heard, it was a very, very exciting, tough game, right?
I watched it, and it was really a classic soak.
We have to say that Tampines has got some really good foreigners as well. Really,
I think the Japanese, the Japanese players as well as team up really well with Trent. Yeah, Trent I think has been a revelation. I mean, and he reminds me very much of a
Warren Spink.
Warren Spink from the 90s, right? and
Yeah.
when it's very uncanny.
It didn't hit me until you told me about it, but yeah, exactly.
The size, the way he moves, and so nippy, and I think he was actually one of those who.
Do you remember that first game where he LCS was Tampines? Was it Charity Shield?
Yes.
And that's when you saw, oh, wow, this player is different.
And Tampines lifted the Charity Shield, right? And so I think, but my point again is, why it's an Asian Football Confederation competition, and 2 years in a row, Singapore clubs have been beneficiaries of such a mistake.
Such technicalities, right?
And why is it happening? I mean, whose responsibility is it to ensure that players who are fielded are eligible?
Unfortunately, it falls on the clubs, right?
That's what I think as well, right?
It's on the owners of the clubs. And then when you think about it, happening twice, could the AFC be communicating a bit more better? I don't know, right? But it definitely has to fall on the clubs.
Right? I think the AFC sends a list of eligible players, and eligible players in their view would be players who are registered and able to play. Right, the onus is on the club to not field players who have been disqualified or ineligible because of getting yellow cards or red cards or suspensions.
Oh, was this? I didn't really check on this. Was this ineligibility because of suspension?
Yes, 3 yellow cards. That means you can't play the next match, and it's because of that. So who keeps track? Surely clubs have got teams who can keep track of such things, so that the coach can focus on getting the preparation done.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, let's not even look too far. This year, right? I mean, our Tampines Rovers couldn't even count the number of players on the field. They needed to have 7.
Yeah, I know, man. The first thought that came to my mind that they were agonists a couple of weeks ago, and then now they're.
It's some strange reason. I mean, is it down to? So my point is, like, whose responsibility is it, right? So my sensing is obviously it's a club. It cannot be a match commissioner or a referee who's coming in to decide, like, okay, you're not supposed to play, you're not supposed to play.
It's definitely not the role of the match commissioner. They are there to officiate the match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And if you want to mess up and don't know who to field, then it's your funeral. Yeah. So anyway, the good thing is Tampines, I mean, it's good that we've got another Singapore team into the final 8 quarterfinals, and hopefully they go further. Let's see. And and apart from that, in the last week or so, I think there's been a lot of discussions about the fact that Singapore's football men's and women's team are not going to be at the Asian Games, which is going to be in Japan. Again, right? So, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think this time it's the organizers that wanted that certain number of teams, and obviously we didn't make the AFC qualification, so we are not in it. I think for me it's a boon, right? It's something you take it positively and then regroup, because at the end of the day, if you go to the Asian Games and you get smashed, who comes up to you? TMSG, right? TMSGO, right?
No, but I mean, that's the price you pay wanting to be in the limelight, right? So you have got to be prepared that not everything is going to go your way, right?
Exactly.
So I don't think it's a boon. I think it's really a bane. It's not good for the development of players. They're not getting exposed to matches at that level. They need to be exposed to matches at that level, right? And the fact is, why would you just replicate having just another under-23 Asian Cup at the Asian Games? I mean, you already have them at the Asian Cup. Why do you need to have them at the Asian Games? So the Asian Games, isn't it like, an opportunity for other teams like a Nepal or a Timor-Leste, since they've beaten Singapore and Firdaus Kasim, right? Maybe it's their opportunity to be at such a game so that they can also know where they are. Sometimes you never know, right? Giant killing acts do happen. And that's how you lift football in your country, right? Yeah. So in the past, I mean, I can share with you, like in the past, the Asian Games history, it all depends on the organizers. Yeah. How many teams they can accommodate, right? Whether or not they look at things like, like accommodation, flights in, flights out, what's going to be the scheduling for the week.
How many stadiums are being used, right?
What's the proximity, right? Singapore has benefited from being able to go to the Asian Games previously. And this time around, I mean, even though we know that our team is not going to be able to do well, I mean, we are losing to Timor-Leste at the SEA Games, but there's always a but, right? But this is an opportunity for them to even know where they stand.
So now I think, I completely agree with your points. It's a chance for our boys to be playing at a higher level. With the state our football is in, especially our under 23 squad, right? I think this is where FAS has to regroup, right? You make sure these boys get enough exposure this year, right? You prep them enough that, how that Asian Games is an under 23 competition, it's something that you would love to be at, right? But we didn't get it, right? We didn't get it. And our under 23s are not essentially doing great anyway.
It's because of the coach.
I know you're going to go there.
I know, of course.
I knew you're going to go there. So my thought process is now you regroup, you get the calendar straight, make sure they get exposed to international games, maybe closed door friendlies, right?
Please. Okay, since you brought that up, now what is the point of these closed door matches? Who are they organizing this for? I mean, look, the fact is you need to endear yourself to your fans. Bring your fans out, engage with them, let them, get behind the team. Don't be worried about, what's going to be the result. I mean, if you bring a team like Jordan or UAE to play against you, shouldn't you let your fans come in and start to build themselves and the players? But these players are going to play for the country in the future.
Exactly.
Sorry, in the senior team. So shouldn't you start young? I mean, didn't we all start watching Fandi Ahmad when he was like a 16-year-old?
Yes.
Likewise for Hafiz Harun.
At the end of the day, getting fans engagement, yes, you bring in a strong, you take the credit for bringing in a strong opposition. Let the fans go behind their team.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So what's the point of all these closed door matches? Who is it for? Is it for Firdaus Qasim and for Tan Liu? Who is it for?
I don't know. I have no idea. They lost both games. Scoreline was respectable, I think.
I think the under-19s lost both. But here's the other thing, right? They don't even post the results.
Yeah.
We are finding results on ASEAN Football's Facebook page and
Quite amazing, huh?
why does it even happen? I don't get it.
Yeah, so when they didn't post the results, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, so
They
I was
get
thinking, if
hammered
you
or
don't
something.
post the results, they don't play. Right?
Exactly.
What are you
So,
afraid of? It's
I
a
thought-
school's game.
Even school games, parents are allowed to go and watch, right?
And the
Fans are
results
allowed,
are
yeah.
posted.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why we know there are some teams in the past who used to win 24-0, 32-0, whatever that was, right?
I know, man. Yeah. So my question for you, a disclaimer, I have not looked into the squads deeply.
Okay.
Under 23, we got our under 23. We got our under 19. Right? We got 17-year-olds playing for the under 23. Right? So I presume a layman in Singapore would presume that the under 23 squad is the best under 23 players we have in Singapore. And then you go to under 19. Right? So if this 17-year-old is good enough to play in the under 23, he should be competing with the under 19s.
Yes, because
Yes.
he's good enough to be playing, right? I mean, isn't that exactly how you assume that's going to be the positioning, right?
Yeah.
So the positioning should be, are we sending competitive squads? That is or if this under 19 squad, you mean there are players that cannot play for the under 23? I had a conversation with this parent, with a parent recently, and this was what he asked me, and I had no answers, right? Who?
That's the thing. No one is understanding the thinking behind such decisions, right? I mean, okay, the easy answer is they're planning for the future.
Yes.
Are they, so good that they can look into the future and realize that, this player was not going to get injured in the next couple of years. We save him for 2029.
Yes, but then again, there are so many 16, 17-year-olds that we thought are going to be great, right? That eventually don't make it to the first team and then move on to Division 1, Division 2. I mean, I'm talking about Premier League football and what so not, right? So if you earmark a 17-year-old and this guy is going to go 4 years down the road and be a player, then are you not limiting your opportunity for the rest to shine? Somebody at 19 is going to come up and do really well that year. We have seen so many of these players that shine at different ages, right?
No, and I think there's also, in some ways, it looks in the thinking and the chatter is there's some level of bias, right? And that's why some players are able to get in and some cannot. There's some level of bias. So again, it's unhealthy, right? And I think it's important that whatever the decisions are, they need to be communicated well. They don't need to communicate every choice of player.
Yeah.
But when laymen or people who actually follow football look at some of these decisions being made, and it really doesn't make sense. then obviously
to me it doesn't make sense.
It cannot be like we are all just outliers, what?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so talking about closed door matches, I know there's one match I think it's not going to end up being closed door. It's Singapore playing against Faroe Islands.
Faroe Islands.
Yes,
Yeah.
Faroe Islands. They don't mess around. Okay, Gavin and his team are going to play against Faroe Islands in a friendly ahead of the 31st March Bangladesh dead rubber.
Yeah.
And it's going to be played, I think, in the Middle East.
Why is it played in the Middle East?
Because I think Faroe Islands probably wants to have their friendly match. Or could well be Faroe Islands was looking for opponents, right? Because they are obviously closer to Europe, and meet them halfway, right? So I think a lot of European teams actually end up in the Middle East for training sessions, UAE, summer camps, training camps. So I think that's probably what they're doing there, and it is likely that Singapore's asked, but they don't play a friendly game, and I mean the thing is, look, it's good, no? I mean, I say it's good because Faroe Islands are ranked about 120-ish in the world, and
25 above us, something. Yeah.
So it's actually a good thing that we're trying to play teams which, and I think Faroe Islands almost qualified for the.
I think their results has been pretty decent. I think they were third in the qualifying group.
But they've got Faroe Islands has got a population of 55,000 people. Okay, and that means you can actually
go ahead. Say it.
You can fill up the entire population of Faroe Islands in our national stadium.
Exactly.
And from the 55,000 people, they managed to find 20 to put into a national team.
Yeah.
Which almost qualified for World Cup, came close. I mean,
if you look at their results, right? They have been close against Croatia.
Exactly.
Poland.
If we talk about that 55,000 national stadium, if we in Singapore pick 20 people from that 55,000 in the stadium, we're not going to go to the World Cup or the Asian Cup. We will go to World Cup. That's what we're going to be. That's where we're going to go. Okay.
My God. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. When you think of Faroe Islands, you think of the Northern Lights, you think of fishing in there. I think they are very linked to Denmark.
Yes.
Right.
They got salmon.
They got salmon. Yes.
No, but I mean, no, this is not. We're not disrespecting Gavin's choice. We think I think the fact that they are ranked 120th in the world, 120th in the world, and you are playing against a European team, it's great. But there's a dead rubber against Bangladesh.
Okay.
So who does he feel? Who should he be fielding?
Okay. I mean, we mean Bangladesh, right?
Against Bangladesh, yeah.
Okay, so this is what I feel. Who do you think they should be fielding? Is dead rubber? Yes.
It's a dead rubber.
Yeah.
So I think since they are so adamant in bringing old lions to join the young lions, for the national team, why not for this dead rubber against Bangladesh? Let's field Fandi Ahmad, Malik Awab, Kadi Yaya, right? And and then we can even have like let's bring Sasi Kumar back as a left back, right? So we can bring a mix and match of the current lions and the older lions. Give them a cap. Give them a cap.
My God, Jose, you're making the morning really interesting.
And what do you mean? They're doing it for young lions for Firdaus Qasim. Come on, it's a dead rubber. We already made it.
It is dead rubber. We made it through. When they send out the press release, they say it's going to be carnival. We're going to celebrate.
The tickets are $30, and how is that carnival? How is going to be able to pay?
I know, man. I don't know whether you get coupons to stay out and pay it.
Can you use culture pass or not? Are we able to use culture pass? No, I tell you what, can we use our CDC voucher to pay?
Maybe we should.
Ask what? What the hell?
So if it's a carnival, you need people, first of all. You need the crowd coming in. Right? I want to go there, regardless of the score. I mean, Bangladesh are not a bad team. They got Hamza Chowdhury. I remember him trying the bicycle kick in the earlier game, right? I do not mind the scoreline on that day. But what I want to see our team pounding the Bangladesh.
That's for sure. I mean, and they've got politically they've got a new government in place. It means something for them. They will also going to come out and try to do something.
Yeah, they're going to come out and do something, and we qualify, right? So obviously, my thought is I want to go in. I want it to be a carnival. I want to celebrate every attack. I want to scream Fandi's thing.
Exactly, Fandi. Let's go even further back, right? I mean, what about the national players from the 70s whom none of us even talk about, like Paul Anthony Sami, who was this big goalkeeper. I mean, Lee Bee Sing is still around. He can be in goal. Surely he can be in goal. We've got so many players from the past who we've forgotten about. Lee Boon Meng, Lim Teng Sai, Lim Tian Jit, all these players, let's bring them up. Okay, I mean, that's a bit far-fetched, right? I mean, but Fandi Ahmad and Malay Awak can still play, for sure.
Yeah, right? I'm sure Kadia.
Ho Kwang Hock can still play, for sure. His mouth is a bit big. He'll talk too much, but he can still play, right? So, no, but again, seriously, right? Who do you think Gavin should be fielding for the dead rubber?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, he should be going to produce electricity on the field, right? I want him to try out as many of our guys as we can. I think recently Iksan has come back into form, right? He's been scoring every match. He's replaying his goals all the time. I just want to see intent, right? I want to see intent. I want to see us pounding Bangladeshi goal. I want to see the players celebrate with the fans, right? That's what I want to see there, right? Yeah, I don't know how many people are going to be there when I look at the prices. It's $30, right? You bring a family of four, right? Let's say you bring your kids, right? Yeah, how much are you going to end up paying, right? Family of four going in, and at the end of the day, someone's going to pay $200 just to watch a game.
And it's a dead rubber.
Yeah, and it's a dead rubber.
What's the point, right? You may as well save that to I don't know, go and watch a movie or something. I don't know, but I really think the pricing was a bit too much for a dead rubber, and hopefully.
Do we know how many tickets are they releasing? Or?
Probably, I think for a start they release about 10,000 first. Right, the first batch, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully they know what they're doing, and if they really want to have a carnival-like atmosphere, I mean, we really think that.
But the fact that they made a wait list, I think they expected that.
No, the ticket tech usually does a wait list for all matches. I think it's their way of also trying to get gauge of what's going to be the number of people who are interested, right? Yeah. Well, 31st of March, I'm quite sure you and I are going to be at the stadium. Yeah. So, let's see what happens. And after March, we've got just a couple of months away to the World Cup.
Yes.
Right? By the way, I forgot to ask you, right? Are you banking on any team? Do you have a favorite team at the World Cup this year?
I have a favorite team every World Cup.
And which one is it?
I keep saying it's coming back home.
Oh.
I know. I keep going. Football's coming home. I think they've got a good team. I think they've got a great team, right? It's just who turns up, and they got a good coach as well, right? This time, so let's see what happens, right?
All of us who follow English football, yes, I think we always hope that England does it, but every now and then they disappoint us. But
every now and then, right?
I mean, it's 48 teams in the World Cup this year, right? It's a lot expanded. And I think that's one of the reasons why we managed to see like a tiny team like Curaçao making it to the World Cup.
That's amazing, right?
When I was thinking Curaçao, the first thing I remember was Curaçao is like a drink I used to have when I used to go pubbing before, right? It's like this orangey colored drink, right? And I actually went and checked whether or not it actually is. It is. And guess what? That drink, Curaçao, actually comes from Curaçao.
Are you kidding me?
No. So no. It's a fact, and it's like an orange. It's made out of orange peels or something. And guess what? Curaçao had a population of 150,000 people.
Crazy, right?
Oh my God.
That's even lesser than Ang Mo Kio GRC.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they got a team in the World Cup, but a lot of the players come from the Dutch diaspora, right? So and a lot of the players actually play in the Turkish league and the Dutch league.
Yeah.
So it's not like as though they've
got Dahi Chong.
And it's not like as though they are, players coming from, after, serving drinks at a bar in Curaçao.
No, I mean, I think this now a trend of teams benefiting from the big football nations.
And hopefully Singapore does it too, right?
Hopefully Singapore does it too.
And we said it before, in our last episode that, maybe Edwin Fong did have a point. Yeah. So, but there's a chance, like 48 teams, on your good day, you got a good draw, you can get there.
Good day,
But the but is always we have to contend with the Japanese, not the Koreans, Uzbekistan, Iran, Iraq.
Yeah.
Right. And even in this region, Vietnam, Indonesia, they look like as though they are miles ahead of us. Right?
In the last 10 years, I think they've gone so far. Even when you look at Vietnam, it is their own natural players, right?
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Not all.
Not all. Forms bulk of the team, right? bulk of the team, they are fit. They play at a level higher than most Asians, right? Yeah. So Vietnam is a team that I'm very, very impressed with, right? Indonesia has come out as well with a lot of naturalized players, right? So in my sense, I mean, when you look at Curaçao to an extent where they have naturalization of people who are not going to represent their big country, right? But very decent in football, already reached a certain level in football. You know, naturalizing these players they got a good coach. Yeah. Big Evoca, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to be.
He's the oldest coach. He's going to be the oldest coach at this World Cup. Yes, exactly.
And you remember the time he was leading South Korea?
Yes, that was in 2006.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. So they've got a good coach, and I think again, which is why good coaches actually do make a difference. Yeah. Point being, Firdaus Qasim, right? Why are we still holding on to Firdaus Qasim?
Did I just set it up for you?
Come on, thank you very much. You did that for me absolutely brilliantly. So before we end this episode, tell me from your perspective, right? What does people like us, like professionals or even young professionals, what do we have to do to keep ourselves fit or keep ourselves occupied?
I think one of the things we have had success this past year was we launched a body transformation program, right? Where
I need that, right?
We actually partnered with MinMed the past year.
Partnered with who?
MinMed, the medical group.
Oh, okay.
So we send working adult who comes in really interested in transformation, and we send them to MinMed to do all their tests, and the amount of people that actually come back with high cholesterol, things that they need to look at that they never knew they had, quite immense. Some of them actually had to go get treatment first and then come back and join us. But a lot of them started on a routine with us immediately, those who have high cholesterol and random health issues they didn't know about. And then we send them for another test to MinMed 3 months later, and you see significant improvement in the results, right? Yeah. So for us, these people that came in, although they signed up with Fight Zone, they created a routine for themselves. And they started enjoying this routine, right? It wasn't a chore, it was 30 minutes. And, when we do this MinMed transformation, body transformation, we actually do a 45-minute one-on-one with the trainer. Watches your diet, just actually goes through with you why your diet should be planned, why you eat certain things, why you should have adequate calories, right? So I think the first thing is for a working adult, you got to find something you enjoy doing, right? And the unfortunate truth is you got to get a subject as well.
Got it.
Right? And it is quite prevalent now. I mean, previously, or in our parents' generation, nobody got health checkups, right? Nobody, they were too afraid to get health checkups. I had to drag my parents to a health checkup. But in our day and age, it is better to be informed. Right. Find something you love and do it consistently, because if you don't love it, you won't do it consistently. If you find something you love, then it's basically not working out, right?
Okay. Yeah. And so for me, the thing which I enjoy doing right now is just scolding Firdaus Qasim and Young Lions every single week, right? Well, on that note, let's, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful conversation, and, hopefully our listeners have been enjoying it too. And remind them again how they can go and find out stuff about Fight Zone.
Yeah, please go onto our websites or go onto any of our social media channels, click on it, and then there is going to be a link to a trial. Come in for a complimentary trial, everything's set up for you. We use a heart rate monitoring device, so when you come in, we will cater the device for you, so your heart rate is monitored on the big screen. Don't need to worry. I think the biggest objection I hear is people feel, it's too siong. I don't know whether I can come in for a jog. But don't worry, the heart rate monitor, actually, we only push you to your own maximum, right? We don't push you like everybody. We are not drill sergeants. So if your maximum is reached, we slow you down, right? So not to worry, come in, sign up for a trial, and see you later.
All right, and if our listeners have got anything to write to us at hello@swstrategies.org, and we'll see you again next week. Bye!
The Warmdown Pod is brought to you by SW Strategies and Fight Zone. Tune in again next week for another episode.